Hello and welcome to Finding the Dive. I am Bill, and with me tonight is Keith and the Joneses. Go ahead, Dave and Michelle. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, go ahead. My name is Dave Jones. We are going to be starting a program, a YouTube channel calling Adventure with the Joneses, where we're going to be traveling around showing off the state of Arkansas and all the hidden gems.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So Keith has never officially met you guys. I've known you for 30 odd years. So I know what we can get into and what we've been into. So tonight we've got a pretty funny story to tell about you guys diving underwater trying to salvage a marina, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
All right. All right. I'm
yeah,
going to let you
doing work
guys
at a marina.
doing work at a marina. So I've got a little video kind of show you guys what Norfolk looks like. And then we can get into it. This is going to show a drone overview of Henderson. So
In the
Keith, this
wintertime.
was home. This is actually a snowy day. That's
Yeah,
That's the dock that
yeah.
we
yeah,
fixed.
Sorry.
the big dock right there.
Yeah,
The wave
it's
break.
a wave break is what they're calling it now.
Okay. Okay. So, remind me again. It's been a couple of years. What's the? It's the 101 bridge. Is that correct? This spans the lake, and then that's the 101 right there.
That's
Correct.
the 101.
Yep.
And then uh, the other one is the Henderson Bridge, right?
No, that was the Henderson. The other one is the
Oh yeah,
101.
that's right. That's right. I
Yeah.
was seeing it at a
Yep.
different angle.
Yeah.
So the Keithy, it's pretty cool. So at the point of where you saw the marina, where you saw that island, snow covered island, um, you go probably 200-300 foot out from that point, drop down to about 100 foot, and the original 101 bridge is underneath the water.
Mhm.
Brand new, they built in the 40s, and then they flooded the lake. So that's government at work. Yeah. So the only way to get across the lake there when I was a kid was via ferry. They didn't have the bridge until late 80s, like very late 80s. Until that time, you had to take a ferry to truck across on the other side of mountain to get to Mountain Home, the town on the other side.
We go back.
Same with Missouri. So
Yeah.
anyway, so David, Michelle, what happened that why you guys were doing this salvage?
Well, what happened was they had a tornado. They had a windstorm, and it blew off all the tin from the roofs of the docks, and then
And then it was the winter time
and then
that
the winter
it
time,
collapsed with all the snow.
yeah, the what was left collapsed, and then a lot of the sheet metal went down underwater. Um, and then some of the docks moved. They kind of broke away from their anchorage points. So they called us because we knew the people at the time, and a buddy of mine, a buddy of yours, Jason, we went down to do surveys and to fix some guidelines. We took off what would you, those lower, when the dock, the lower braces for when the boats go over, that kind of hold the dock together underwater. We took some of them off.
Move some of the sheet metal.
Well, we didn't get to the sheet metal, and that was after the doing the anchorage points. Then we did a survey to do the sheet metal to figure out what we were going to do and come up with a plan. So, but the atomic Davy is on doing the anchorage point. We had to set a
Oh,
new.
so you guys weren't pulling up the sheet metal at that time.
No, the first thing was we needed to get all the wires reset for the guidelines, for the guide anchors. and we were running new cable for one.
This is for the
So
body of the marina itself, right?
yeah, for the ones that actually, when you look over that overview, it was for those ones that had the roof on it. So the docks have changed. A couple of those were facing horizontal with the road, and they're now facing out away from the road because I forgot why they did that. I think they did that because of all the speedboats going by, because that's what that one looks just like a sidewalk. Uh, that's what they're calling a wave break. It breaks the waves before it gets into the dock, and it seems to work. But we were running a new guide wire out, and we came up with the idea that Jason was going to follow the original one down. Michelle was going to go with him. And then whenever his bubble stopped, yeah, see how they're facing out to the lake. The couple of those ones there in the back were facing horizontal like that one is. And then that long patch, that's what they're calling the wave break. That's where all the tin fell off it.
And that's actually parts of the old, some of the old,
Yeah, it's actually
the old
two. It was
docks.
actually 4 docks, and then we moved them and put them together, straightened them out.
So that dock that's there, I remember there being 2 sets of docks.
Yes, that is now what makes up the wave break. One of them, they made parts of the wave break. There were actually 4 of them there. Now there's just the one, and then that wave break.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
And all the other ones now face.
So basically, what that is that's the walk path on the dock to get to your boats. And what we did is we took out all the corrals, I guess you could say, for the boats, and then all the tin is underwater because that's where it went after the windstorm and snowstorm. So, but yeah, so like that end one was facing into that cove because the campground's right there on that island, and that end one was facing in the cove, and we were gonna set a whole new wire because
are these
wire
floating
russes.
docks?
Yeah. They're all set with cement anchors. They got what is that? Is that
there's
1/2 inch or 3/4 cable? And it runs down to concrete that's got rebar sticking out of it, rebar in it. It's just old reinforced concrete that they use to dump out there. And
and what they do is when they run the cable down, from the time I went out there and reconnected a couple, they have a winch at the dock to make it tight, so it makes a real strong like anchoring point to the lake bed. That I did, but I didn't replace any cable. I did shackle work for them, replacing some shackles that were busted and whatnot. I wasn't doing what you guys were doing. So this point right here, Keith, if you can see it, this is the 101 bridge, the original. You can see the road right up in here, where that bridge goes. It stretches almost the entire length of the lake underwater. So, and it's pretty.
because that other boat launch is part of the bridge, the one all the way across the lake.
Yes. Yep. Right in here. That's
Panther Bay, correct? Right?
Say again.
He was asking if that was Panther Bay.
Yeah, that's Panther Bay all the way
across. All the way across, yeah.
Yeah. I keep pointing at them.
I know, the picture.
So,
and then he takes it away.
I know. That's what I do. I give and I take. So
you're not the Lord.
Right. So let's get into your dive. What did you guys do? And there's 2 parts to this. There's 2 parts to this. So go ahead.
So Jason did a survey on the anchor by himself. And then he come up with an idea that he was going to go down the original guideline, the one that we were taking out. And then he was going to, once he got over once he got on the anchor, then when his bubbles stopped, then I was going to go down. I was gonna drop close to his bubbles, not on him, but close to him, make it easier to find. And I was gonna bring the wire down. So imagine, this is our first time ever trying to do it. You're in the water, you got a BC. You don't realize how much a coil of wire weighs until you actually do it. So I got into the water, and the guys in the boat, they handed me like probably 4 rows or 4 wraps, like a lasso wrap of wire or a cable. And when they handed it to me, I was like, oh, yeah, I got this. I can manipulate it, let it roll in my arms, as I'm going down. And so I'm like, okay, I'm good. I tapped my head and said, I'm starting to go down. And when I did it, I didn't think about it because on my BC, I don't have to raise it up and extinguish air that way. I just have to pull it down, and the purge is behind me. And that's what I did. I had my arms like this with the cable, and I just pulled it down and started sinking. Well, I'm a big guy. I don't use a lot of weight to dive. Well, I have to use a little bit of weight to dive. And I tend to float very well. So that day, I didn't float. All that weight caught up, and I'm holding my analog gauge, and I'm just watching the depth just screaming, and I start kicking as hard as I can, and because I can't reach the inflator to rebuoyance myself, and I probably kicked for probably what felt like forever, but I bet you it was probably about 5 minutes, and then my legs just stopped.
Okay.
And
Michelle, what was your role in this, and what were you doing? Because you were in the water as well.
Yes, I was going down with Jason, and I was going to follow him down, but then my ears weren't pressurizing the right way. They weren't. So I had to go back up a little bit, and I started to go back up my little guide wire, but then I just thought, well, I just need to go straight up instead of at an angle. So I just started to go up enough to get my ears re-pressurized, and then I started to come back down, and as I turned around, I saw the back of him shooting down, and then I just kind of was like going down, straight down, and just saw this big plume of what looked like Chernobyl.
Atom bomb.
Yes. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, he's headed straight for that concrete slab that had this spikes rebar, and
it looked like a magnetic mine.
It was they were horrible. I mean,
with like 2 foot of rebar sticking out.
It was horrible. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he's impaled himself. I don't know. I mean, and Jason has an account of things too, because he was further down than I was. But yeah, that it was pretty interesting.
He was probably looking up, going, "Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap!"
I'm sure. Yeah. He says that he was trying to get out of the way and trying to move. And
from what I was
Jason
told,
doing?
He was sitting on the mine. He was sitting on the anchor. He was sitting in the middle because the middle had a perfect flat spot. And he said he was just sitting there waiting. And then the next thing he knew was a wall of black stood up and just started coming towards him. And then the next thing he knew is he was in a silt storm. Because when my legs stopped, I just went straight down. I was holding on to probably 20, 25 foot, and I went from 25 to 75 in no, I think it was 75 or 65 in a matter of no time.
Never once thought to just, drop the cable.
Yeah, Billy said that the other day too.
Right.
No, it never crossed my mind to drop that
just
cable.
Drop the cable.
Yeah, no, everything I was trying to do is get to the inflator. But yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. And the next thing I know, I was literally almost thigh deep in silt.
The stuff was thick.
Yeah, my power Excel fins were touching my thighs. They were just standing straight up like that, touching my thighs. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't even know how I'm gonna get out. So at that time I did drop the wire, and then I was like, well, I didn't pop on the way down. Let's see if I can pop going up. So I just took my regulator or my inflator now that I could touch it, and I just started airing up and wiggling and wiggling and wiggling, and yeah, then reverse the speed going up. So then I had to deflate again, and I hung out at 30 foot for that was probably the longest hang time I've ever set at any one depth, because I was like, man, I just didn't want to pop up and then see a fountain, because I was afraid I was going to pop.
But you were able to equalize because through this, you've never said that you had any pain.
No, I didn't have any pain at all. No, I mean, that was what was running through my head. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I stayed at 30 foot. Then, the lower parts of the dock were already at like 12 foot, 12 or 10. And then I went there and hung out for, I think 10, 15 minutes. And by the time I came up, Jason was putting his gear back on, thinking he had to come down to get me because I had stayed underwater so long. So, but yeah, it was a fun dive. I would never recommend anybody doing it.
It's pretty interesting.
I just thought it was comical because Jason said he was just sitting there on that deal, and he's just like, the next thing he knew was like he was engulfed in darkness. He's just like, where did that come from?
It was pretty neat watching it coming from, above.
On the side,
Yeah, it was really neat. I mean, the visibility wasn't the best, but you could still see.
Not anymore.
Of course, the deeper you went, of course, it was horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it took. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Davey.
It took probably about a good 20 minutes to clean all the mud off the fins.
It was bad.
And then another 15 minutes, everybody spraying me with water hoses to get the mud off my legs. So I mean, that's deep mud under Henderson.
Yeah, you decompressed pretty good, and you didn't have any issues.
One of the saving graces was he wasn't down very long either.
No.
And once he got unstuck, he's.
The biggest deal, I guess, would have been
build up nitrogen.
Yeah. I guess the biggest deal would have been, clearing and making sure that you didn't get a squeeze on the way down.
I've always been good at clearing. I've never had pressure lock up on me. I've never done anything for pressure lock up on me. I've always been able to equalize.
That day I was having a hard time.
Yeah. Plus, she left her zipper open, and she had a rush of cold water after hitting the thermocline.
Right.
So that was the other reason why she went up.
Did you guys manage to get the metal up?
Well, that was to set the cable, and Jason went back, and because that dive was blown, Jason went back and did it following weekend. He did it the weekend after the Electric Jason. So.